What is up, guys? Your boy T here, bringing you guys episode 2, kinda, of our ULM Warhawks Dynasty here in College Football 27. And why I say kinda, because I've been having so much fun playing this game and like wanting to just play the living shit out of this game right now that on the stream end, if you're coming to the streams, you're caught up. You're up to date. We're in year 2 already. We already played our first game of year 2. I got to get you guys here on YouTube caught up to where we're at. And I was like, okay, I just got to edit some videos and get you guys caught up to where we're at, last season. And then I kept playing, and then I kept playing, and I kept playing more and more and more. So it's like, either I was gonna either have to sit here and edit up 2, maybe even 3 videos worth of stuff, or I can kind of try to condense it down to a little bit longer one video. I promise you guys going forward, the videos will be a lot more condensed and a little more information provided, but I'm trying my best to condense, the whole rest of the season into one video, give you guys as much details and insight as I can, and then the off season video, and then we're gonna start season 2, and that's gonna be exactly where we pinpoint on like we're breaking down a game or two at a time. That I'm usually when I'm streaming, I'm only playing like 2-3 games at most. So just breaking those down, putting them together into a video, and give you guys a good informational, entertaining video for you guys. All I can say is year 2, the first game of the season, that one's epic. I'm excited for you guys to see that one. But let's get into it. See you guys in a minute. So welcome in, guys. We're playing. This is week 4. We are 0-3 right now, going up against Florida Atlantic. And some of these games, especially this game right here, kind of showcases one of our biggest struggles this year. And it goes against our wins and losses, where a lot of times we're playing a lot of games where we fight back and we just lose by a touchdown. We just can't get over the hump. Or we take an early lead, or we take a lead at some point in the game, and we just can't hold on to the lead, right? So coming to year 1, we didn't know this wasn't going to be easy. We had one of the smallest NIL budgets in the country. Recruiting was going to be an uphill battle. We went over that in episode 1, where we talked about, hey, we don't have the best pipelines. Even we're the last resort in our own state. And that's not even just for the schools in our state. That's schools, big schools in the area, period, are gonna snap up all the Louisiana recruits, all the Texas recruits, anything near us is gonna get eaten up. And we're just gonna get the scraps that are left over. Us not having a high NIL budget, we're not gonna even be able to pay players to convince them just to give us a year of production from them, right? So talent wise, we were behind the 8 ball on that one. Almost everybody we faced are going to be having a lot better even pipelines and ability to bring in guys to out recruit us easily. And as a rough start to the season, we decided to make a switch at quarterback in this game against Florida Atlantic, and we got to go with our redshirt freshman transfer from University of Houston, um, Austin Carlisle. What makes him our best option at QB right now was his speed. He's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the game with 93 speed. And you're like, dang, that's a steal of a quarterback. You should be balling out with him. He is very limited. This year in the game, it they definitely nerfed QB's throw power. There's not you can't I won't say you can't find a QB with, high 80s, low 90s, even mid 90s throw power. But for ULM, you're not going to get one of those guys right now with our, recruiting and on the team. I think our most highest throw power is in 84. So can't really get the ball down the field very deep. And if we do, it's not very accurate. Austin Carlisle does not have great throw power, and he does not have good deep accuracy. So The throws have to be very short, immediate. They're gonna have a little loft and a little wobble to them when it gets out his hand, right? But we do end up rallying off our first win against South Alabama. And I think Austin Carlisle started really settling into the offense. We know our strengths, we know our weaknesses, and we really just gotta, lean into our strengths to the best of our ability. We end up running the ball a lot. And some of our biggest struggles is sometimes we if you could stop our run, you can kind of stop our whole offense. And that could be a little bit of a problem, right? We're not moving the ball down the field very quickly if we're all we're doing is running, and if we're not running efficiently, you're gonna stall out the offense very easily. Now, as we know, we beat South Alabama last week. We're hoping, we start kicking off. We have to pretty much win out on all our conference games to really give us a shot at, you know, making a bowl game. Or not a bowl game, can we at least try to have a fighting chance at the conference championship? Why? Because I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek on helping you build a small school like us is you want to beat your rivals. So Louisiana Tech, Arkansas State, and Louisiana are all our three rivals. If we can beat them every year, we'll get an additional 50 dynasty points for each win. So easily, and they're in our conference too. So we're gonna guarantee to play those three teams every year. If every year we can get an extra 150 dynasty points at the end of the year, that can go, a long way, especially early on now as we're trying to build, more dynasty points, get some more NIL coming into our roster, right? Louisiana Tech did not go down easy for us. Very close game. All of our games are very close, and that's what we're hoping for next year is if we could turn some of these close, losses into wins, just a couple of them, we look a lot better on paper. And and that can go a long way in recruiting. We could just look a little bit to just get the guys to come here. Hopefully we can actually be a legit conference contending team, right? So we end up missing the kick here at the end of the Louisiana Tech game. Can't exactly get in the field goal range to tie it up. And that's okay. You know, it's growing pains as a young rebuilding team, right? But eventually we start rallying off wins against, a lot of our conference play. We go on a 4-game win streak here. And one of a little insight onto the streams and why I say you guys always come stop by the streams. Hopefully I remember to drop our Twitch right here on the screen somewhere. But while we were playing this game right here against Troy, um, guy came in chat named Jackson Parker came in, was talking to me a little bit. He was like, "Hey, how is number 41 playing for you?" I was like, 41, like not too familiar with the team since I haven't played with this team since 25. But I was like, well, let me go see who 21 is. I see, it's our, I'm looking. 41 sounds like a defensive number. I was like, let me go check our defensive players. And he wrote in chat. He was like, I think he's the will linebacker. I was let me go look at the will linebacker real quick. Look at 41. He's our starting will linebacker. Jackson Parker. Then it dawned on me. I was like, wait, are you the real Jackson Parker? He was like, maybe, depending on if I'm playing good or not. So me and him, we just had a quick chat with him. I was like, you're playing pretty good. He was at the time he was leading our team in tackles for loss, had like 3.5 sacks. So he was playing very good for a true freshman, starting will linebacker for our team. So that was pretty interesting. Like I've never had, been playing a dynasty on stream, and one of the active starting players on our team stops in chat and just, chats it up with me, left me a follow, cool stuff like that. Great interaction. And, he just got a new fan, man. Number one thing, I wanted to let him know, like, hey, don't hurt our pockets too much asking for too much NIL in the future. That's all I ask. But we start rallying off a win, and we going up against this game against Arkansas State, and it feel like Austin Carlisle took this game very personal. I don't know what he has against the state of Arkansas or against the Arkansas State, but he took this game very personal because he went off for 225 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and he only passed the ball for 35 yards. Arkansas State could not stop the run this game. I think we racked up 5 total rushing touchdowns with over 350 to 400 rushing yards altogether combined between our 2 running backs and Austin Carlisle. They just couldn't stop us. Austin Carlisle rolled out the pocket, ran one up the field for a big game. We had 2 read options go for touchdowns. Like he he blew them out. This was our personal first blowout, where we were on the receiving, the not the receiving side of it. We were actually on the good side of receiving, you know, blowing out a team, and that felt good. We came in with a lot of confidence coming into this game and breaking off huge runs. I think that was the best thing. We broke off huge runs for us. It wasn't flashy football. It wasn't even balanced football, but it was winning football, and that's what we're trying to, build here at ULM. Watching Austin Carlisle dominate Arkansas's defense gave me good promise and a good glimpse into the hopefulness of our offense. If he can develop a little bit as a passer, get a little bit of throw power, be able to get it accurately to guys down the field, it could really open up our playbook a lot more and lead us to have a more electric offense and could really dominate the Sun Belt going forward. He's a redshirt freshman, so he's got a lot of time left on our team that we can keep building and establishing a solid roster around him. And hopefully, we bring in his a future replacement when we start getting a little bit more NIL for our dynasty. And as we start gearing up to play the last, 3 games of the season, very crucial as we start racking up wins. Our first game against Louisiana, our AD did put the expectations for us to, if we could beat them this year, we'd get an extra 200 dynasty points at the end of the year to use for staff upgrades, roster retention, and recruiting and NIL. So this was very, not just the conference win, but a good win for the future of our dynasty. And we squeak out a narrow win, very defensive heavy game, the Battle of the Bayou. Now we go up against App State. Now this was the most, to me, one of the more memorable games for us, but on the bad side. Coming into this game, we beat Louisiana, who was ahead of us in the division in the Sun Belt. And then we had to play App State and Marshall, who were ahead of us in the actual conference. So if we can squeak out at least 2 or 3 of these, win 2 of the last 3 of these games, we solidify ourselves at the top of the conference for a conference championship game. That's what we really want because we get more additional dynasty points and NIL if we can make the conference championship. We're on a winning streak, so I feel like we could make the conference championship and have a chance to win the conference championship. Go to a bowl game and get some more NIL. Like, we're trying to really build this program and give us opportunities where we can get some more, not just a good season, but some more NIL coming in so we can retain our players and bring in some more higher end recruits. Right? We're not going to be swimming on the bottom of the barrel, scooping up 1 and 2 star guys. We can go get a couple 3 stars. Maybe eventually build up to the fact we might get a 4 star that might want to come here and ball out for ULM, at least for a season. Just give us a season. Like looking at Ahmad Hardy at Missouri. He's up there balling out. So, anyways, staying on track, guys, with this recap. We go up 19-0. We go try to make it 21-0. They do pick us off. But we're still good. We're up 17 points on these guys, right? we're not in trouble. But cockiness and overconfidence does come back to bite you in the ass a little bit, and they start kind of chipping away at our lead and kind of making us sweat a little bit. Suddenly, you know, most of the game we were in control. Everything was according to the plan, and then we slowly started to collapse in the last 2 minutes of the game. Bad clock management, bad overall game plan in the crunch, and I take 100% blame. Bad coaching, and the next thing you know, we're only up by two, but we're still good. And then they kick this onside kick, and we do not recover it. I don't remember us even touching it. So, yeah, they got the onside kick with a minute 28 left, and we end up blowing the lead. That hurt. Winning this game right here would have sealed us a conference championship game for sure. Win two of the three that we needed, we're in the conference championship. And as easily as one of our biggest wins of the season quickly turned into one of our toughest losses of the season. This is hopefully a game that as a program we can put behind us and move forward and forget about, and hopefully our future success can drown out some of our early losses as a program, right? But thankfully this team showed resilience, and we found that little bit of confidence that we still had within us to go out there, and we play Marshall this following week, and we end up squeaking out a very not even squeaking out. We dominated the win. We coast to an easy win against Marshall as we finish the year 6-6, beating out Marshall. I'm getting the boys ready for a potential, conference championship game and a potential bowl, game. We do get the conference championship game locked in, a rematch against App State, but we do lose out on the bowl bid. We do not get a bowl game this season, which is very heartbreaking. We could definitely use another boost to our NIL by making that bowl game, even with the chance to potentially win a bowl game and get an even more bigger boost to our NIL. But our boys, they're hungry. They're ready to go. We've seen what we can prove. We can turn some of our close losses into more wins. On paper, we'll be a lot better team. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, guys. And be ready for episode 3. Will be our conference championship game and our off-season recap. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.